Okay, today we're going to be starting Chapter 6, Inheriting Events, the Mother of Pearls. We're going to be making the Super Rainbow Reef game. And here is your Game Maker's Apprentice book, which is in your OneNote. So you can go to OneNote and you can see it in wherever your section is. And this game, Super Rainbow Reef, is kind of like Super Breakout. It's like you bang the star up and you knock out the little bricks one at a time. All right, so you go ahead and read through this, and then we're gonna start. We're gonna start creating some sprites. So all of our resources for this game are in our files section, Chapter 6, Super Rainbow Reef. And you could see here are our GIFs and our bitmaps and our sounds, sound files. All of this stuff is right here. So you could download all that stuff and we can use it as you want it to go. So let's take a look at where we're going to start. Let's start our game maker. Okay. And first thing we want to do is we launch Game Maker. We already did that. We have an empty game. Create a new sprite called the sprite title and use the title ping from our resources, which is in our teams. So let's go to our teams and look for our title. This is all alphabetical. ST. Oh, I don't see it. So let's go ahead and upload this up here. Files. Make sure it's there for you. So make sure you don't delete these files. We're looking for Game Maker. And anyone can upload these files in there. Alright, so let's put those up there. Now this stuff's being uploaded. Oh, there's already a thing there. Okay. Oh, I see what's wrong. Alright, let's get it over there. There they are. They were already down there. Alright, so let's go back. Which one were we looking for here? We're looking for the title ping from the resources. I don't even see a ping. So there's a bitmap. We can download both of these and decide which one we want to look at. So these all came in our downloads. All right, so here's these two. And what we'll do is we'll go to our documents and we'll start a file or a folder, new folder called Rainbow Reef. And then we could start putting our whatever we're using. So we have a bitmap and so here it says Super Rainbow Reef. That's the bitmap one. And we have Super Rainbow Reef. So one has a lot of colors on it and one doesn't. So you decide which one you want. I'm going to go with the bitmap one. So we want to create a sprite. Load sprite. We're going to go to our documents. Ooh. And there I got a Rainbow Reef folder, and we can see the two. We're gonna pick this one. It's a nice color background to it. So we could keep the background or remove the background. I say we remove the background because then we could make it our own. We can go ahead and we can add any type of picture, like maybe an aquarium picture or something behind it. So let's go ahead and hit open. So now we have that there. That's what it looks like. I'm going to call it sprite title. Create 5 buttons. All right, we're going to have the buttons in there and create those sprites. And then we're going to use create a background using the background. And then we're going to bring in the music file. So that's the first 5 things we're going to do here. So you go ahead and do that. And then once you do that, I will show you how to create the title object resource for the front end. All right, to put all this stuff together. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just going to pause this here, or you can pause it here and do this, and then come back, and then we'll be on the next step here. All right, so I got my last button here. Load sprite. You can see I put all the pictures in my Rainbow Reef file so that I could see them all when I want to look at them. All right, and I can hit OK. Now remember, if I want to, I can edit this. Right? I can go through. I can make copies, create a new sprite from it, or even edit this image. And I don't know if you remember how we do this. You could spray paint on it, pick a color from the image, draw lines on it, select using the magic wand. So I could select something using the magic wand, and then I could pick a new color if I want it to be there. I could use a paint bucket in there. See? So you could do things here. Hit the check mark. Hit the check mark. So now you see I got a couple red dots in here. You could write your own type of buttons if you want. All right. So this is the point where you should be able to start creating your own game, not just filling in the blanks and creating the game that's in the book. You should be able to create your own images, and you should be able to create your own game to make it yours. So this is the quit button. All right. So these buttons are over here, and if you didn't put them in the right order, you can just click and drag them any way you want. All right. We can reopen things. This Rainbow Reef here, we got all this stuff written in there, and we can edit this. If we want, we can put in our name. All right, let's say created by Mr. Noon, and then hit OK. You see that there? We can move that around anywhere we wanted. Rainbow Reef, created by Mr. Noon. So you can go, and then you can change the fonts. You can do all types of things that you want with it. Different sizes, different colors. That looks good. So go ahead and put your name on this title. We're going to use this as a title page, and then that'll show up. Put it right there like you did mine. And remember to create your own type of images so that your game is yours. See that? So whenever we have a title page from now on, go ahead and put your name on that title page so that we know that you created that game and you're the one who did the hard work to make it. All right, so we'll leave that there, and you'll see that's right there. And when we use that, it'll be there for us. All right, so what I did was I went through and put the I put all these sprites in. Now I'm just going to create a background. And I don't really like these backgrounds, to tell you the truth. So if I go into this Rainbow Reef folder and look at these backgrounds, I don't really like that. So I think what I'm going to do for the background is I'm going to go to Google. Let's lower all this stuff. And I think I want to find a nice image myself of a coral reef. Let's see what we have here and see if there's a nice image. So I think this one looks really good, or this one. There's more images. I like this one a lot. So let's this is a really good image. Let's see if that, let's go back. Let's see if we can, oh wait, it's here. Save image as, and we're going to go to our documents, our Rainbow Reef. It's a JPEG. I'm going to put it in there. You could give it your own name, but now that's in there. And now when we have our game, under backgrounds, right? Insert background. And I think we want to call it called background 1. See, load background, and we're going to go to our documents, Rainbow Reef, and look, there's our picture right there. So look at that, what a nice background that is. Much better than that garbage background. So you go find your background, a background that you like, but make sure that it doesn't have well, I guess you can use anything you like, and then when you make the game, if it's difficult to see your tiles, like this is good because it has all this blue in it. It doesn't have too many colors, a nice blue color to it. You can change the backgrounds anytime you want anyways. So then you hit OK. There you go. So now I got my background in there, background 1. And all I'm going to do now is add my music. So let's check that out, how we do that. Create a new sound music. All right, so we want our sounds. All right, create a sound. And the sound that we want is our music, MP3. Load sound. Do Rainbow Reef. Music. All right. And we're going to call this sound music. All right, now remember, ND_music. Until you get really good at programming, make sure that you use whatever it is they tell you to use here, right? Make sure you do background with a 1, all the rest of it, because when you're writing your titles or your programs, you're going to need everything to work correctly. So unless you're really, really good at Game Maker, you should use right now what they give you, the names that they give you for these things. Otherwise, when you're creating your own games, you can give any names you want. But if you're trying to follow the directions here and you need to learn how to program, you want to make sure that all your objects and sounds and have all the same names, so that when you program, you have everything done correctly. And you can kind of see here what we're going to have put in here, what it's going to look like when we put it all together in a room. So let's finish this up with our sound first. Oops, where'd I go? Sound music. let's see, do we want it to be a background sound? Create a new sound resource from the chapters folders. All right, so there we go. It's just a sound, and we hit OK. All right, so now we have all of our sprites, we have our background, and we have our sound music. And now we can create objects for the title, and we can start programming it. So here we have our sprite. We're going to create an object. We'll call it object underscore title. All right, object underscore title. And we're going to use our sprite title. And then we're going to add a create event and include the set score action, set score to 0. Add event, create. And then let's see what this looks like. Set score. Right here at score, we have set score. And set score to 0. Hit OK. So now we have that in there. Add another game start. Other game start event. Include play sound. Other game start. Play sound. Set the loop. So we have our sound music. Set the loop. To true, so it plays forever, and then hit OK. All right. Now we're going to create the button object resource front end. Create a new object called object button start. Add the mouse left press next from action. Left press event happens when the user clicks on instant screen position left mouse and hit OK. Then we're going to do the other button objects. Okay. Picking that button start. Add mouse left press, and then we're going to do a next room action. Mouse left pressed. In the main 1 tab, we're going to do the next room. Next room. We can add a transition if we want. Let's see, does it ask us to do a transition? All right, so it doesn't ask us to do anything, but what we can do, it'll just go to the next room. But we can add a nice little transition if we want. We can do any kind of transition. You can test different ones and learn which ones you like. I'm going to do create from center. That seems like a nice one. And then hit OK. You know, we're going to do this for the other objects. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause this here and then do all these, and then I'll come back to you when I got it done. So I have this done. Let's look at it. It says that we'll be putting a file name in later, so we're going to just leave the default, right? So this was on the main 2 tab, all right? So we hit OK. So we have the left press, and then we have the load game, and then we just hit it as it was for our object butt load. Next, we're going to do a button help program. So let's create that. Same thing, left press, and we're going to have show info. Shows the player next entered game info. Click OK. So we're just going to put that show info action on main 2. Mouse, left press, main 2, show info. Then we're just going to hit OK. Now we're going to do our button scores. Score action. We can change if we want backgrounds in here. We could leave it as default for now, but you can change all these colors and do different things, have borders, all the rest of it. So let's just hit OK. So last one's the object button quit, and then we want to do the end game action. Main tab. Main 2. Oh, here we go. Restart game, end game. There you go. Hit OK. All right, so we have all our objects in here. Let's hit File Save, since we did all that hard work. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our room with all our wonderful buttons. So now we're going to make our room. We're going to call it room front end, and we're going to switch to no backgrounds, and we're going to bring in our objects so that it looks kind of like this. But remember, we did our own background here, so that should be good. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to create a room, and we wanted to call it room front end. We can do that here. Room underscore front end. All right, we're going to go to backgrounds, make sure it's no background. We're going to bring in our objects. So we have no background. And select the background from the pop-up. So we got background 1. And there it is. And we can zoom in and out like this so that we can see our entire screen, so we know what it's supposed to look like. Switch the Objects tab and place one instance of each of the button objects along the bottom row. And then put the title position in the center of the room. We can move it by holding the control key. All right. Objects. All right, so we have object quit, and it's already selected. So let's see, where do we want to put it? We're going to quit at the end. So we put it right here. And we're going to put the scores next to that. So we're going to switch to scores. And it's going to take up 3 spaces, so we'll put that right there. And then we're going to switch to, what's next? Help. You can put these in any order you want. I'm just putting it in the order that they show us. There's help. And next we have load. And the first one we have is our start. All right, so here we have our buttons all set up. And the last one we want to do is our object title, which we want to be right in the middle. So I zoom it in with this. You could do it this way too. So again, pick something over here, push control, and with the control key I can move this around. All right, and then I could scroll in and out. I can click the control key and drag this around. Yeah, that looks good right there. All right, so that looks great. And then I can zoom in. So now I got my my room front end all loaded up. And remember, I put my own image background, and I put created by Mr. Noon on here, or put your name obviously on here so that you know it's your unique page. All right, so we did all of this. And we're just going to add some information to our game here. And then we're going to go on to the completion screen. Okay, so let's quickly add this game information. So we're going to double click on the game information. We're going to type the name of the game and then our name and a short description. And then we're just going to hit the checkbox to close it. So you can add more things. I'm just going to do a simple so you sample here. So here we have game information. So we're going to click on that. And here you put the name of the game, Rainbow Reef, unless you want to do something different. And you put your name. And then add all the information you want. And just put the check box, and then the game information will be there for when people want that information. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we're going to make the completion screen. So we have a title screen, and we're going to create the completion screen in a similar way to the one that we did before. All right, so creating a congratulations object that uses alarm events and actions. We're going to create a new sprite called sprite congrats using the file congratulations.ping. And then we're going to create an object for congratulations using the congratulations sprite. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we have create sprite, load sprite. We want to go to our congratulations. There you go, congratulations. Hit open. Hit OK. Now we're going to make a sprite. We're going to use the... Oh, I forgot to do this. Let's close that right now. We'll call this object underscore congrats. All right. I'm going to hit OK on that right now. I want to change this to sprite underscore congrats. I forgot to name it, so I can do it that way. Now I'm going to open this up again. I'm going to pick my sprite congrats. And I want to add a create event and include the set alarm action from main 2. So events, create event, main 2. We want the set alarm. Set number of steps to 120. Alarm 0. So 120. All right, now we're going to include a set score action below the alarm using new score 1000 and enable relative. Hit OK. Set score 1000. Make it relative. Hit OK. Add. Oh, jeez. Add an alarm. Alarm 0 event. And then put a high score in it. Show high score. Remember, you can change this different colors. Go ahead and do that so that yours looks different than everyone else's. You can change the fonts. Pick out of any of these lists of different fonts you want. All right, make them bold or italic or whatever. Strike out, underline, all these things you can do. You can change the colors and all the rest of it. We'll hit OK there. Include the different room action and select the front end room. Click OK. Close the object properties. Main 1 tab. All right, different room. And our new room is room front-ended. And we could create a transition effect if we want. We had used this center from center before to do it. And now we could do it again. Create from center, just the same. Then hit OK. So this is how we set our alarm up here. It should have looked like that. Notice that the relative is not checked. All right, 120, set alarm 0. Creating a completion room for the game. So now we're going to create a new room called room completed. And switch the backgrounds. Switch the object setting. Select the congrats object and position it top left corner of the room. Hit OK. Create a room. Oh, look, it's right there. Go to backgrounds. Oh, wait a second. No backgrounds. Oh, select the background from the pop-up menu. We only have the one background. And then we're going to add the object. All right, so we got background 1 that we had before. And then we have objects. And then we click it in there. Oops. Undo. All right, so we're going to hit Control to drag this around. Put it in the corner. So you see it fits perfect here with our congratulations. All right, so we got to call it room completed. So let's do that. Oops. Rename it room. Oops. Room underscore completed. And remember, type these just as they are, because if you're using code to attach to get these rooms to go from one to the other, you got to make sure you use the names correctly. Okay, so we did that. So we have, all right, room completed. Switch the backgrounds. We added the background. Switch that. Pop left. It is time to test your work and try all the buttons again. Playing with the game should now take you straight. All right, and then go ahead and save it. So let's see what happens. Okay. File, save. And then we have run the game. There you go. So we got the waves, the music. We had our name or your name or my name here. We click on the buttons and we get congratulations. All right. So that's all. We get a high score here. And then it goes back. So here's our name. You should have put a nice description here. Okay. Scores. Show us the scores. Quits. All right. So go ahead and test all your stuff. And now that you have it specialized, this is the end of the part 1 video. You can go ahead and start making the game to fit in here. And you can read through this and do this yourself, or you can watch the part 2 video when I finish that one. Okay?